usually at that event is where I start the new coaching calendar year off giving value to my audience. People come and they fly in and join me for a live event. And then I usually will have some type of offering for people that want to work with me in this new year. So for the 2024-2025 year, this is what I do. And I do that at SSHC Live. So it's kind of interesting because my year ends the day before the event and it starts the day of the event. So it's like you're getting your year started off with a bang, with serving people, giving them value and all the other stuff, okay? As you can see, the shirt that I'm wearing is a gift that I got at the event. We'll talk about this shirt in an upcoming episode, I guess. So anyways, let me kind of give you some of the things that I took from this year's event that I think you could, maybe you could put this into your life, into your business in some way. So the first thing I want to talk about is quality over quantity.
This is Secrets for Success.
Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you as always for joining me, my friends. Okay, today, I don't feel like I've done a really good SSHC Live recap. We just finished SSHC Live 2024 about 2 weeks ago as I'm doing this podcast. And I want to talk about the event. So many things that I learned from this event. It was one of my, I guess I always say, oh, it's my favorite event. Look, for many reasons, it was one of my favorite events, probably my favorite, but for a different reason based on other years. So what I would like to do is I would like to just share with you guys, kind of almost do like a year in review, because for me, this is one of the things that I explain to my clients is that my year ends and it ends the day before Smart Success Healthcare Live, okay? Usually at that event is where I start the new coaching calendar year off giving value to my audience. People come and they fly in and join me for a live event. And then I usually will have some type of offering for people that want to work with me in this new year. So for the 2024-2025 year, this is what I do. And I do that at SSHC Live. So it's kind of interesting because my year ends the day before the event and it starts the day of the event. So it's like you're getting your year started off with a bang, with serving people, giving them value and all the other stuff, okay? As you can see, the shirt that I'm wearing is a gift that I got at the event. We'll talk about this shirt in an upcoming episode, I guess. So anyways, let me kind of give you some of the things that I took from this year's event that I think you could, maybe you could put this into your life, into your business in some way. So the first thing I want to talk about is quality over quantity. This event had nearly 100 less people, probably 90 less attendees than I've had at the event that I had last year. 90 less attendees for many different reasons. Number one, just to be completely transparent, I spent a lot of the year fulfilling. I've spent a lot of the year taking care of my customers, and I took care of my customers a lot more of Greg Todd than what I thought I was going to have to do because I had a much bigger team at the time. I have a wonderful team now, but I can tell you this, we didn't have as many people, but the quality of the event, if you ask anyone that was there the prior year versus this year, the quality was top notch. It was so much better than 2023. We had just everything. I mean, from detail, and a lot of that I got to give a shout out to Brittany. I got to give a shout out to Andrew. I got to give a shout out to Jake, to Kristen, to Emily, to Amber, to Dre, the team members that I had there. They did a wonderful job. It was so much better than the year before, and it was not even half the people that I had helping. It's just quality over quantity. It's not always having a bunch of people. It's about having the right people. And sometimes there just can be too many pots in the kitchen or too many hands in a pot. I think that's what not too many pots, too many hands in a pot. Just sometimes it can be way too many hands. And I think that was the difference between last year versus this year. So wasn't as many people, but the quality was so high on how the event was. The results that we had at the event were as good or even better than the year prior. So I would say that is number one. Number two is Uh, it's the first year that I was so content with not having to beat my former self. I've actually been working with a therapist, and it has been so transformative for me. Because for me, as someone that is a hyperachiever, I'm always trying to beat, I'm not trying to beat the competition. I don't even fully know who my competition is. I don't know, but I am really competitive with myself. And so I think in years prior, if I hadn't put in the emotional work that I have been putting in with my therapist and um, just with my wife and everything, I think I would have really been sad or maybe even depressed because I didn't have as many people because I didn't didn't matter. I didn't promote it. I didn't do whatever. I just didn't have as many, but I was so content with the event, and I wasn't trying to beat my former self. It's almost like in the past, guys, I would feel like if I didn't have 500 people, um, I'm not as good as what I was the prior year. And I was totally okay with, hey, it is what it is. This is what I was able to do. And I felt like I did my best. And I was okay with the event not being as big as the year prior. I was okay with it. That is just personal growth in Greg Todd. So that was really huge for me. That was really, really, really big. Which brings me to number three. I think, sometimes we have to ask ourselves, you know, are we just trying to beat the next number? Like, for instance, I know that we all like recognition. I've gotten awards of making $100,000 in a day. I've made $1 million in a day multiple times. And it's like, what are these awards for? Are they for your ego? Are you always trying to get the big prize? Well, what I decided this year is that it's peace over prize. It's peace over everything. And instead of trying to get to a number or trying to have something happen that then shows that my mission is better than a year prior or it's better than what I did last time, I chose for peace this time. And so I was able to present to people, not only at the event the way that I wanted, that felt right for me and felt peaceful for me, but also the offer of working with me in a way that I just feel so good about it. I feel so good about what I'm going to be able to do. Even my sponsors, like I literally just got off the phone off of a Zoom with a sponsor that I had at the event. And the sponsor was like, I said, look, if you want to continue to work with me, this is how it's going to look. This is how it's going to be. And I'm not going to do all these other things. I'm really good at this and you can be a part of this or you don't have to. And I actually gave the sponsor the option of not even having to pay me like the rest of the month. And they were so happy. And it's like, oh my gosh, I just feel so good. It was like so peaceful. It's like peace over money, peace over everything else. Like I've got to do it my way that feels great for Greg, not in a way that might feel good for you, but not good for me. So peace over everything. And yeah, that's what I kind of got from SSHC Live 2024. Gosh, what else? The event, the way that I did the event is probably different than how most people do events. And it's the structure of mindset, tactics, mindset. Okay. So I started the event out with getting people in the right frame of mind because I truly believe that our way that we view things, our mindset is the reason why most of us are where we're at. It's probably 90% of the reason why you are where you are. Okay. It's the mindset. And so I started the event out with awareness talks, with the mindset that it's going to take in order for you to change. Everybody wants to change. Change is coming. We need change in healthcare. Yeah, but you don't want to do it. You don't want change because your identity is so wrapped up into the way that you are now, through your parents, through your family members, through your colleagues, through your coworkers. It's very hard to be able to do a new way. It's very difficult, and I get it. And so I started the event out with mindset. And then I used the middle of the event to talk about tactics, how to grow this, how to do this, how to get, more engagement on social media, how to build out your offers, how to do webinars, how to do challenges, how to do workshops, how to get your clients to like your services more, this, that. And then I finished the event with mindset again. And so, by the way, that wasn't just me, that was the speakers that did that. And the speakers did a phenomenal job at really allowing the transformation to happen for people. So yeah, I think that was really big as well. And I think the final thing, number 5, my big takeaway from the event is that I really, really realized that I'm really, really good at this. Here, let me tell you something. Before the event, I said I would not do another live event. And I said that because I realized, and by the way, someone actually kind of tried to call me out and say, hey, Greg, you're a liar. Because you said you were going to do a live event. Was this a marketing tactic? And it really wasn't, guys. I was planning on not doing a live event. I told my wife I'm not going to do another live event. Definitely not in 2025. But it was Sunday morning. It was actually Saturday night, Sunday morning. So it was probably around 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, my team, we are just way too good at this. We are so good at doing live events. I was like, I have to do it. And I started to ask myself, what are the things that made me say I never wanted to do a live event again? This was at nearly 1 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, okay? I still got one more day of the live event. And I was there in my bed like, okay, what are the things of why I said I would never do a live event again? So I said, number 1, it was a hotel. I paid nearly $50,000 in unused rooms at the hotel. I was so pissed that I had to pay that. I ended up giving a lot of rooms to friends, to family, and it ended up, working out. And I mean, I don't want to waste $50,000, but it didn't break my bank, so that was cool. But the hotel pissed me off. The amount of just all the things that come with the logistics of the live event. I was like, if I took all those things away, and I started writing them down, and most of it was a hotel, right? Some AV stuff, but again, it had to do with the hotel. It's like, if I could take all that away, and the event cost me nearly $300,000. If I could take all that away, an event would cost me a third of that. Would I do an event again? And my answer was yes, I would. So around 1 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, I was like, so then why don't you just do that? It's your thing. You can do whatever you want to do. Just because you've done it at this hotel before doesn't mean you have to do it here again. There are other places you can do it. And so I came downstairs, and before church started on Sunday, I actually went to my team, and said, guys, I think we should do another live event. They're like, we do too. I was like, well, we got to do it different. And I realized that the only reason why I wouldn't do it different is basically the same thing that I clown on y'all about. It's just because I'm so used to the way that we've always done it. I've always done my event at the Wyndham Grand. I've only not done my event at the Clearwater Beach Wyndham Grand 1 year, where I did it in Orlando at the World Center Marriott, I think it's called. I've always done it there. And so I realized that I'm just so habitual that my inability to change is actually making me want to go away from the thing that I am so good at. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm y'all. It's just like y'all. Your inability to change is making you hate your profession. It's not the profession, it's in your inability to change. And I realized that, oh my gosh, that is me too. So I had an intervention. This is now about 1:30. It's about 1:30 in the morning, Sunday morning. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I got to come correct. I'm going to do another event. I'm just going to do it differently. I'm going to do it in a way that serves me. I'm going to do it in a way where I'm not just blowing hundreds of thousands of dollars for nothing. It still worked out okay, and we did amazing and all that stuff, but I'm not going to put myself in that situation again. But the reality is that I'm really good at events, and nobody does events like me and my team. And nobody at the age of 46 got my energy. Most people at 26 don't have my energy. And I have that because it's a gift that God has given me, and I'm literally just working within my passion. And I feel unstoppable when I do SSHC lives. Like I do. It was like midnight. The party had just ended on Saturday, and I was doing like push-ups with kids. Like I was sweating profusely. I was like, man, I'm just really good at this. So I'm going to do it because this is a gift that God has given me. And I was like, I cannot throw that away. And I can't just do virtual. I do awesome virtual events too. That's cool. But I got to do the live event. So I just realized if I change this, I change that, all the piece is there. So that's it. So we're doing another event, SSHC Live, SSHC.com/2025. You can go get your ticket, and I'm excited for it. So anyways, that's my recap of the event. It was amazing, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you were at the event, do me a favor, go ahead and text me at 813-534-6453 and tell me, G, this was my big takeaway from the event, my favorite part of the event. I know it's been maybe a month or so since the event, but I'm asking you to kind of like hold on to the magic that was there and use that to catapult yourself and move yourself forward. All right, love you guys. Till next time.